Hey passengers, it's Ken the voiceover guy from the Grand Circle Tour podcast. I'm here to let you know that this episode is brought to you by Dream Creators Travel. Our good friends Jennifer G. and Jaleesa are two of the most knowledgeable people I know when it comes to booking trips to Walt Disney World. Follow them for more Disney tips and tricks on their Facebook group called Busy Moms Planning Disney. Our listeners will not only receive the best booking incentives available, but they will also qualify for a very special promotion. If you book a Disney or Universal package, including room and tickets for 3 nights or more, they will give you a free $25 Disney gift card. Be sure to let them know that your favorite tour guides at the Grand Circle Tour podcast sent you to ensure you receive your gift. Visit the Dream Creators Travel website today at dreamcreatorstravel.com and remember their slogan, if you can dream it, we can create it.
What?
When I look up and see your face like that, I have to immediately go to the left to see if it says recording, and there it is. It always, I don't know why, but I always think about like when you try to get us saying something, that Brady Bunch episode where the kids were on some sort of game show or something, and Cindy Brady is just like staring at the the red light and she freezes. I don't know. That's what I always think of when I look up to see, is that recording light on?
All right. That needs to be the picture for this week's episode.
Too funny.
You know, whenever I don't believe somebody, I just look at them and go, sure, Jan.
Too funny.
So I'm drinking Expedition Roasters this morning.
Oh, you are. I need to buy some. I have it all in my cart. Which one are you drinking?
Oh, the same one I always drink. I get I'm addicted to the Jungle Banana Pie.
Yeah.
And not just because I'm always on brand.
I definitely, so after going to Gideon's Bakehouse and having their peanut butter cold brew, which was amazing. Well, Expedition Roasters just came out with a peanut butter one. And so I have to buy that one. So I have that one in my cart. Well, my cart is probably cleared out by now, but I have that one. And then my new favorite is the Prospectors, the churro one. Oh my gosh, that's so good too. But then I don't know. I haven't met one that I haven't liked yet. So
yeah, I'm gonna get the sampler and try that out. But I'm allergic to banana. So any way I can taste banana, even though it's artificial, I get a taste of it.
Ah, I did not know that. I had a banana popsicle last night, actually.
Bananas and nuts, all nuts. So the holidays suck because everyone goes, here's something with nuts and here's something with bananas and nuts.
Yeah. Oh, does it like make you break out or just like itchy mouth?
Itchy mouth.
Okay, because I get itchy mouth too, but I just power through it.
My tongue swells up to like twice the normal size.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's
and it's like crazy itchy, and my eyes get all watery, and I'm sure everyone at home is like, wow, this is what we tuned in for? This is a different kind of show, folks. This is Saturday morning. We're having coffee. We're catching up.
And for me, it's a lot earlier than it is for Jay. So you have to forgive me because I have an excuse.
Yeah, there's a 2-hour gap between us. So I've been up for 4 hours. I've had I've had coffee for 4 hours. I've been doing stuff. I am just, woo, let's do today.
Oh, we were supposed to make our drinks Irish today. I forgot. We'll have to wait for George.
We'll wait for George. I did say in our messenger yesterday that if George didn't show up, if George didn't come today, we were going to make up a rumor about him and the Easter Bunny.
Oh,
but
yes.
I think it'd be more fun, passengers, if you made up a rumor about George and the Easter Bunny and got that going on the page, because I would love to know what kind of stuff you think George got up to with the Easter Bunny. And that's why he couldn't be here this morning.
I don't think those kind of eggs would be the one that children would enjoy, though. The eggs that he would be leaving.
I'm going to assume they're the eggs from the movie Alien, because this is a family-friendly show. Although on this week's episode, I did make a commando joke, so.
Too funny. So I know you wanted to start it out with, like, instead of a waltz up, what did you say?
Like, what are you listening to? What are you reading? What are you watching? Kind of what's
makes us sound like sophisticated. Like, what are you reading this week? Well, I'm not quite that sophisticated, so I'm reading a cookbook.
Nice. It's a Disney cookbook.
So, Ashley was on Panda's show, I don't know, several weeks ago. And so she wrote the unofficial Disney Parks cookbook. And I'd seen it around, but having her on there had me, I just went ahead and ordered it. So I finally made something from it this week. And I did the carrot cake cookies, which I think I posted. Well, at least I posted in our chat. So those were really delicious. And Stan wants to see about getting her on, I don't know, if a live or something. So I want to try to do a couple more recipes this week. But the cheeseburger egg rolls are in there. So that's going to be the first one, since you know that I've never got to try them yet. So it's in here and looks pretty simple.
Holly, the price went up to like $10 on 2 spring rolls, and I don't care. That's how good they are.
Well, that's what I was saying, because I saw that they went up to, I think, at $9.50, and I've been there twice in the last few months, and every time we've been there, I've taken pictures of it closed because I've yet to try these.
It hurts my heart every time you post
pictures,
that.
Yeah, the pictures that I have that show $7.50, and then we got home. So whatever day we got home on, 2 days later, someone posted the new price. I'm like, wait a second, it was just $7.50 2 days ago. So I actually have a picture of, sadly, the closed. But I was like, at this point, I'm willing to pay like $15 just to try them, because I've never had a chance to
see. I love them so much that it's going to cost me $20, because I told Chris I'm not sharing. You have to get your own. And if you're not looking, I'm going to take a bite.
So I don't have anything to compare them to, sadly. So I'll just have to see if they're good or not, which, everything in it, except for the mustard, I can't even smell mustard, like touch it, look at it. Like, it makes me sick. So I'm going to have to omit the mustard in it, just because I just can't do mustard. So
I didn't go into the full list of my ridiculously stupid food allergies, but I would love to be on that one and be like, here's a list of things I can't have. Work around it. Here's a challenge.
Is mustard on there?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I'm not allergic to it. It just makes me ill. Like, just even the smell of it. I don't know.
You don't want to be around me when I eat hot dogs, because I only put mustard on a dog.
Yes. Chris was eating. We were watching. What were we watching last night? I don't remember. And he was eating corn. What? He was eating corn dogs, and he mixes. It's like mostly mustard and then a little bit of ketchup, and he like mixes it together. And I usually make him like go in the other room. I don't know, can't do it.
What about Grey Poupon? Are we going to make you? Come on, you said we're sophisticated. If I had you Grey Poupon, what are you going to do?
Those were good commercials.
Those were fun. It was the MCU of commercials before the MCU. Right.
Okay, so I told you what I'm reading. What are you reading, watching?
I'm reading. I've got a reading and a listening to. It's not much I'm watching right now. But I do have a joke about that, because the 3rd episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier came out yesterday, and I still haven't watched beyond the first one.
Okay, well, no surprise, I haven't either, but that's not a surprise.
It's like Wanda was so good, we're all bored now.
Right?
We're bored for regular MCU stuff. We want wacky, wild stuff. This is like a palate cleanser between Wanda and Loki.
I know. Even Chris was like, is anybody watching that? He's like, I haven't heard anything about it, because everybody talked about Wanda. And I'm like, yeah, people are watching. He's like, I haven't heard anything about it.
I bet you they're really happy they started with Wanda and not Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Probably.
But what I'm reading is on my Kindle. It was on sale, so I'm rereading Who Censored Roger Rabbit, the original novel by Gary Wolfe.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Guys, it's $2.99 right now on Amazon Kindle. If you have one, it is wild. It is fun. It is dark. It is nothing like the movie. Kind of in the way that later Bond movies just took the title and some of the characters and had nothing to do with the text. I won't give away the surprise ending.
Okay, I'm writing it down.
If you've never read it, read Who Censored Roger Rabbit. Especially
for, $2.99. I think I have a bunch of credits too.
Yeah, and it's one of those books. Just let your imagination run wild. Don't bring what you've seen on screen to the page. Let your imagination run away with the text.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah, it's one of those where when you've read a book after seeing the movie and you'll picture those characters and those voices and those settings. Right. Don't do that with this one. Come in with a blank slate and make your own cartoon.
That sounds like fun. Cool.
So I've got a listening to. Do you?
No, I've been just trying to catch up on all of our podcasts. So just between us, we're all the group and Stan. So I've been doing that. And then Jeremy has still been doing his Friday night golf stalk. So
yeah.
It's a lot trying to keep up with everybody. And then Pandas, it's kind of fun. He's been doing the trivia. So I know that's not listening to, but it's kind of fun.
I haven't had a chance to watch those. I need to come in one night.
It's hard because we have ours and then we end and then he starts. Well, sometimes we have to finish talking about whatever we're talking about. And then that's dinner time for us. So then I usually get done and then go make dinner or eat dinner or whatever. So sometimes I do miss them, but yeah, the trivia is pretty fun.
And I'm super competitive, so I'm not sure. I mean, I have friends that won't play Uno with me anymore. So I don't know if this will be a good thing or a bad thing.
So I've done it twice, and the first time I was actually cursing Panda out because some of the questions were so irritating because he would say in 2004, blah, 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 received an award, right? And I'm like, okay, true or false? False. 2005. I'm like, who makes questions like that? Come on. But so I did really bad. I think I was 30th place or something like that. So I was not happy. I was like, damn you, Panda. But then this last week he asked normal questions, actually Disney questions. And so I actually got third place. So I felt a lot better about that instead of the trickery questions. So I think he's getting the hang of it, but it's funny too, because he can't have any commenting. It's just him talking to himself. So it's pretty funny to just, if you have no feedback at all, you're just talking for 45 minutes. So it's a lot of fun.
I think I would get in trouble if you guys just gave me a mic and an audience for 45 minutes because I would just go somewhere. I would want to entertain and I would be like, okay, I'm going to do that therapy trick where I'm going to tell you therapy, but I'm going to make it funny. And it didn't cost me $100 for this hour.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I don't know. I mean, I guess I would be okay, but you always want that feedback. That's why I like doing the lives as well. And just I always say, I always have a hard time listening to our podcast because I want to interject and say, oh yeah, that was a great idea or whatever. And I forget I'm just listening to you guys. So then I'm messaging you and everyone's like, yeah, that was 2 weeks ago, Holly. We don't care about that topic anymore.
You know what? I appreciate it. Even if the others don't, Holly, I appreciate you.
Oh, that's good. Thank you. Okay, what's next?
I've got a listening to.
Yes.
And I promise to keep this brief. So you guys know how much I love my Doctor Who.
Yes.
Well, I pre-ordered some vinyl records this morning. I'm a Big Finish subscriber, And to make a long story short, what Big Finish is they are a company that produces full cast audio dramas.
Oh.
They do some amazing, incredible stuff, some original stuff. But they have the Doctor Who license. They've had them for the past 20 years. I promise I'm going to keep this short, guys. But the newer Doctors are now part of Big Finish. So I pre-ordered on vinyl the first part of the first all new full season for the 9th and 10th Doctors with David Tennant and Christopher Eccleston. The 10th Doctor vinyls will be here this month. The 9th Doctor vinyls will be here next month. I cannot wait to get these in my hand and put them on the player and just get lost listening to new Doctor Who stories.
So when you listen to this, do you like sit and listen, or do you like do stuff around the house, or
I
just depends?
Well, because I get a lot of them digitally, and so I do dog walks and chores and things like that. But when the vinyls get here, I'm gonna sit in my big comfy chair, and I'm just gonna dim the lights, and I am gonna let these new stories take me somewhere.
Sounds fun.
And I cannot wait.
Do you still get the crackling? Like,
yep.
Okay, so they haven't changed that just because it's new.
No,
vinyl. It's still okay.
And that's my favorite sound in the world. That pop and hiss.
Right. That's why you.
That's why I get That's why I get new artists and new albums, because I want things that I love that are current. I want them to have that same sound. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've got a full audio file set up down here in my office.
Cool. Sounds fun.
So when those albums get here, you won't hear from me for like a day or two.
Okay, so we'll know that you're okay. Just give us a heads up.
Also done a smoke signal.
Yes, that they arrived, and that's where you're going to be for the next 2 days.
When I put up on Facebook, Doctor Who vinyls are here, like, all right, for at least 24 hours, we've lost them.
Okay, yeah, because sometimes we do worry about you when we don't hear from you, especially way out in the middle of nowhere.
I know. If I'm reading or listening to something, there's a good chance nothing else matters.
Yeah. That's good. I don't have that kind of dedication. Well, I don't think I can. I have too many. That's why it's like I want to read and I want to do more of these things, but every 5 minutes I'm a snack bitch. Like every 5 minutes I need a snack. You were not expecting that. Yeah, I call myself a snack bitch. You
just broke me. And that may be the episode name, Snack Bitch.
I really am. And then it's funny because, sometimes Chris will be like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much they bother you. So I actually just reorganized the cupboards and I put the snacks lower so maybe they can start helping themselves, which can also be a problem too. But yeah. My nickname.
Yeah, my sister's got like a 4-year-old and a 6-month-old. And when I talk to her, she goes, I'm sorry. I'm like, please do not apologize. You are responsible for 2 tiny humans.
Yeah.
I don't have that responsibility. So enjoy. In all fairness, I would have made a terrible dad. So it's,
Oh, you don't know that.
Yeah, it's much better this way. I'm a great dog dad, but I think if I had a kid, that kid would have had to raise me.
That happens sometimes.
So do you have anything? So like 15 minutes in, this is what you guys tune in for. This is just regular old us. Anything you want to talk about?
No, I think because we're already so far in, just go off of your topic that the Disneyland.
Yeah, I was thinking because you and I are both Disneyland people, but we've seen way more of Disney World than we have seen of Disneyland lately.
Yeah.
So I thought since George isn't here, it's just us, we could do an easy one for our third one out. And when people ask me, I tell them I break it down like this. Disneyland is better than Magic Kingdom, but between the two, I'd rather go to Disney World. So I thought we'd just do Disneyland and Magic Kingdom.
I have to start out with one of my pet peeves. So I'm in a lot of like Facebook groups. I have a lot of people that I follow on Instagram or that follow me that are Disney fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Drives me freaking crazy when people are like, which is better? They compare it. And then somebody will say, Disney World is way better. I haven't been to Disneyland yet, but I already know that Disney World is way better. Like that drives me crazy. And especially when they say Disney World. Hello.
Yeah,
Like
you know what? They're two different experiences. One is a destination in a city, and one is a city. I
right.
think on an episode a couple months back, I described them as it's not apples and oranges. One is steak wrapped in bacon, and the other is warm apple pie with cold sea salt and caramel ice cream on top. They are both wonderfully delicious in different ways.
Absolutely. So that drives me crazy, especially when they say, I've never been to Disneyland. I'm like, then how do you have an opinion? You don't know, because they're just saying like, oh, it's one park and blah, blah, which I get it. And that's like what you're saying. You can't compare them. It's two delicious treats.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Two different food groups, two different experiences. And yeah, there's a lot of crossover. There's a lot of attractions on that are the same in both Magic Kingdom and Disneyland. But they're the same, but they are not the same.
Right. I know. It's hard too because there are so many.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna get this part out of the way. Like the Haunted Mansion, the way I described them at Disneyland and Disney World. One is Disneyland is a regular one. The one at Magic Kingdom is like getting the Blu-ray director's cut with all the bonus features and scenes cut back into it.
Right.
Whereas like with Pirates at Disneyland, we know Pirates at Disneyland is better. The Pirates at Magic Kingdom, in comparison, is like watching the one that's been cut down for TV.
Yeah, it really is. I know this last trip, I didn't even go on it.
I will skip Pirates at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. I mean, the queue, obviously, I mean, there's no comparison. The queues in Magic Kingdom are really, there's no comparison. They're fantastic. And that was one thing that I put on my notes from our trip in January, because every time I've been to Disney World, we've done fast passes. We've never waited in line at Disney World. Like, it's crazy. We waited in line for Frozen, which was totally worth it. But other than that, we've done like child swap or fast passes. So we were forced to go through the queues, and I was blown away because it was the first time going through these queues. And I'm like, but I wanted to anyhow, because after joining the podcast, you guys talk about the queues and things. So I wanted to anyways, although would I really wait in line if I didn't have to? Probably not. But so we were forced to, and it was crazy, these queues, seeing them for the first time this year.
What did you think of the Peter Pan queue?
Oh, well, I took pictures. So that was one of the queues where I was Lost Holly. So, I mean, there's so many details everywhere. Like, I think I took a picture of a lamp in there, because even that was like awesome and exquisite, and like the details and everything and all the queues. And you could probably spend just hours in the queues looking at all the little hidden Easter eggs. Like,
like I love the queue for Big Thunder. I love playing with. I'm an adult child. I love pressing the knobs and turning the things and making stuff whistle. I love the Haunted Mansion extended queue. I want to walk through the graveyard and touch all the things.
So I got gypped on some of those things because of COVID. So a lot of that stuff doesn't exist right now. So they have all that stuff roped off, like even Winnie the Pooh. You can't, I mean, it still works. Okay. So you see some
the honey wall. The honey wall is a biohazard. If The Walking Dead happens, it's because everyone has licked that wall, and that is ground zero for the mutation.
Yeah, and my child would probably be one that would lick that. Miss Monroe, little crazy pants. She would probably be the one that would be like that. I'm not gonna, but So a lot of the things were actually roped off, the interactive, but that's okay because I could still see it. And yeah, it's hard though. Like when you're waiting there and you do, it was funny because several times in line, there would be adult men, like older men, and they would be reaching through the ropes, like playing with the things. It was so funny. Not the kids.
Dude, that was Stan and I in the Haunted Mansion queue. We're pushing the books, we're touching everything.
So funny. It was like, well, at least I'm glad he's doing it so then I can see how whatever it was works. But it was just cracking me up. A man in his 60s is over there going past the ropes to move the stuff.
You know what? One of the rules I love about visiting Disney is you're never going to see these people again.
Right.
Probably.
Yeah.
So unless you break out to a fight in Toontown, no one's going to notice you.
Oh, don't get me started on those people.
Womp womp.
Ruining our Toontown integrity for the day.
I love Toontown. I'm so excited for Mickey and Minnie's coming to Toontown because it means it's gonna stay and we're not gonna lose Toontown because it's awesome.
Yeah, that's a good point. I just thought of a note. Stan sent us a message earlier for
Tomorrow's show?
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not on tomorrow's show. It's Easter. Oh, but I am. Because I was the alt. Yeah. So I have to write down a note. I just thought of something for the show.
You know, we could just do our notes for tomorrow's show. Would that be the episode?
And then just cut Stan in.
We'll just call it like
You totally cut out, and it was so funny because you sounded like an alien, and
please tell me it was a Mars Attacks alien that
it was buh.
Okay, so we live so far out in the freaking country. You guys have heard me complain about it. Well, I finally broke down. I bought the $200 router.
Oh,
you know, it looks like an alien spaceship landed in my living room.
Well, I have a mountain right in front of me, so I have issues too, and I'm not in the middle of nowhere, so it's not, it happens.
No, I finally broke down and bought the darn good device. You better work. I hope I didn't sound like RuPaul when I said that.
Insert song here.
No, I can't. That one cost too much.
Right. Oh, it's so funny. Okay.
So,
what are we talking about?
Well, so we're talking about queues, and I like. I mean, it's sad because it's that whole Disneyland just didn't have the space for it.
Right.
I love how, and I wish they had done more of these like scene one queues that they were doing. They were setting up. Mm-hmm. They were unfortunately doing them right at the time cell phones got big.
Oh yeah.
And everyone suddenly was on Facebook in the parks and not looking at these cool new queues they built. Mm-hmm. So it was a bad timing on their part. But like, I love the Seven Dwarfs queue.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love it. Though
it doesn't matter if you're an adult child like me. It's fun to just we touch everything and make it work and.
It's so pretty. You froze again.
I know.
And it could be mine. But I love all the jewels. It's so pretty in there. But the interactive, once again, was shut down. So I don't know if fun. I know.
I do hope that stuff makes a comeback.
Yeah, I think it will. And I think it will sooner than later.
And we don't have to actually stick to topic. If we just kind of wander around like Hansel and Gretel, lost in a forest, I think that's okay. This is coffee talk.
Yeah,
we can
totally.
do whatever we want. It's Saturday morning. There are no rules. We're in detention. Teacher isn't here.
It feels like that when my alarm goes off and I'm like, I thought it was Saturday. Just joking.
You know what? I totally missed it. We shouldn't have called it coffee talk. We should have called it detention hour.
Detention.
And we're the kids you have to do detention with. The fun ones.
I never had detention. I was such a good kid.
I got it once in a while, but it was it's lame. I just brought a book and read.
Right. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, it's literally like, oh no, I have to do my homework and leave an hour late. Okay, whatever.
Right. Which I had to do my homework anyhow, but now I have time to do my homework.
But now I want to talk smack with people I normally wouldn't chat with. So, you know.
Too funny. So speaking of Disneyland, it's killing me that they still haven't announced ticket sales yet. Like, they're driving me freaking crazy. They need to announce something.
When do you think it's coming?
I thought it was going to be this last Tuesday, but now I think it's going to be like 2 weeks before.
The day of.
The day of? Are you kidding? You just made my stomach I just threw up.
I wonder what they're hiding. Why are you? Either the prices have dropped and they're afraid of, Altamont happening in the parking lot, or it's going to be too expensive, but everyone's going to complain.
Well, they have a lot to announce, because are they going to announce the membership at this time? Or I don't know.
Have they said anything about how the rides are going to operate? Because what do they say about indoor and outdoor? Okay.
That changed. Yeah, that just changed. In fact, the Orange County just went to the next tier. So now indoor rides and restaurants can be opened, and the capacity already went up to 25%. So,
okay.
Yeah. So that's good news all around. And well, I think it was indoor rides up to 15 minutes. So they're good.
Yeah. I mean, that's Pirates at max.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I'm thinking, what ride is over that anyhow? I guess.
Yeah. Pirates
is 13. Yeah. So they're good. But I don't know. I don't know why they're waiting. Is it because it's going to be such a frenzy? I really have no idea.
What are you guys hiding?
I know. And I don't think it would be on a weekend. I think it's going to be on a Tuesday or Thursday would be my guess. I'm trying to think. What is that other? Oh, Universal. Their tickets are going on sale next Thursday. So I don't know. But their tickets are only going on sale a week before they're opening.
I posted an article on our group page about how Universal quietly upped the ticket prices the other day.
Yeah, but where are the ticket prices? I cannot find them. Oh, so you're talking about Orlando, though?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was Orlando or both.
Okay, yeah. I cannot find the ticket prices for Hollywood.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I'm looking to go.
So
I don't know.
How do you see the opening of Disneyland? How do you think this is going to go?
I can't help but feel like it's still going to be insane. Even at 25% capacity, I feel like it's still going to be out of control, because the fact that the gates are open, because how many times have I gone to downtown Disney and gone over there and taken a picture of just the closed gates? I feel like whoever doesn't get tickets are still going to go to downtown Disney those days just to see the gates opened. So I think it's going to be craziness no matter what, whether you have a ticket or not. I think it's going to be madness.
I had an idea about that. And if I was still working there, I would pitch this idea that when you do your theme park reservation, you also do your parking reservation.
Yeah.
And if you're not on the reservation list for that day, you can't park in theme park parking.
That's a really good idea. And I want to say that's maybe that's what
and
they're
if
going to
that
do.
happens, I know you guys were listening and you love my expert advice.
But I know that, and maybe I'm just totally wrong, because for the Touch of Disney, they have been only allowing you in that area between the parks if you have a Touch of Disney ticket. So they have been doing that. But I think that's a lot less capacity, and that's easier to manage, because I don't know how many people they've been letting in for that, but that's been, 15% capacity if they have to go by those guidelines. So the ticket sales are going to be much less than Disneyland for that. So I do know that. And then you do have specific parking, the Mickey and Friends, you get free parking, which most people that I saw weren't even using that parking because they wanted to get in quicker. So they were paying for parking or parking in like the downtown Disney area, but I don't know. So I just see it kind of still being chaotic, and I hope not. I hope that it goes easy, and so there's not a lot of congestion and people have complaints and craziness, but I see it as still being a pretty hectic, crazy couple weeks at least.
Yeah. And I actually want to say something as a former cast member at Disneyland who ran parking and understands these things. If you park at one of the hotels in Valley Park and you're there all day and you get charged whatever it is now, $80-$100, you eat that fee. You don't get to yell, you don't get to scream.
Right.
You took hotel parking, you got to pay for it.
Yeah.
You tried to shortcut Mickey and Friends or downtown Disney parking, you're going to pay for that parking spot. It's a premium.
Well, and there's across the street too, because we used to park there, the Garden Walk, and that's a nice, easy walk. And that is open parking. People can park there.
Right.
And you don't have to worry about taking the hotel parking and dealing with that. So there are other options other than the Mickey and Friends, but just park where you're supposed to park.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's something used to drive us crazy. People would park at the hotel, they'd valet, they'd go play, they'd come out, and then they'd think by like throwing a big fit, we let them off the hook. And it's like, no, dude, hotel parking is different than theme park parking, and our parking is way limited.
I don't know. Sometimes people just amaze me in a negative way. Like, why do you think that hotel parking is theme park parking? Like, that makes no sense.
I'm a very jaded person, and yeah, that's I'm not saying dealing with people did that, but I used to like people, but people ruined it.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm punched.
Yeah. I don't know. I just keep checking my phone.
Because I think it's going to be, Disney's going to do as orderly as they can on their end. I mean, cast members are going to be rusty, but I wonder how the reservation system's going to go and how heated that's going to get. Because I know when I fly and you have 24 hours to check in and get your seat, I set an alarm for my phone for 1 minute before the 24-hour mark. And I'm always the first person on board, and I get the exact seat I want every time.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how anal retentive I am with a flight, how it's going to be when they open the reservation system to getting a day in time to come in.
Well, and I have so many questions too. Like, okay, so right now for Disney World, you purchase your ticket, and then as you're purchasing it, you can check the reservation system, like to make sure. But I feel like it's going to be like, I'm trying to buy tickets for like NSYNC from back in the day, and it sells out in like 8 seconds, and you're just trying to hurry and grab whatever seat you can, right? Like, I feel like that's how it's going to be. And are you going to be able to verify the date that you want? Or are you just going to be in there like just grabbing a ticket and grabbing whatever reservation? I don't know what it's going to look like.
Are you like me? Do you think tickets are going to be day of purchases only? You can't purchase a ticket for 2 weeks from now?
No, I think you're going to be able to, but that's what is freaking me out, because say I want to go in November. Are they going to sell out? Because people are just like, how many are people going to be able to buy? And I'm
actually going to say yes to that, because I can see right now, if they open it up for April to December, every single slot's going to be taken within, I'd say, 2 hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like, okay, so you buy your ticket, and then how easy is it to hurry and purchase your ticket and make the reservation? Can you make it at the same moment? And what about those people that have existing tickets that they never got to use? Are they going to be able to just go and click, I got a reservation? Or
they should be able to redeem the ticket when they go to check out. That would be ideal.
Mm-hmm. So that is, I can't even imagine how many tickets those are that are left over. That could take up the whole reservation right there.
I could actually see them doing it like they do dining reservations, where it's $10 if you don't show up. You pay for your ticket at the time you reserve it, and you redeem it at the gate. But if you don't show up within a certain time, they keep the money. That ticket's void, and they can sell it to somebody else.
Yeah, I don't see. There's so many questions.
I would love to be in the boardroom right now.
I wouldn't. That it would be horrible trying to figure all of this out, because
I'm sick. I would love to be in the room and trying to figure out a solution to this.
But I guess because I'm going to try to get tickets for Universal Studios, so I guess I'll get to kind of see how they're doing it. And I'm sure there's going to be some similarities to Disney's reservation system compared to Universal. I mean, not a whole lot, but I know there will be some. So I'm very curious how they're going to do it. And I'm going to try to get tickets for Universal. And when I say try, I don't know that I'm going to want to pay that much. So I don't think I'm going to have problems getting tickets for Universal. I just don't know once they're in my cart if I'm really going to want to pay that much for Universal tickets, whatever it is.
Yeah, because between the two, I mean, it's not Orlando. Like Orlando, I'd be willing to pay the price and do it. With Hollywood, Universal, not so much.
Yeah, if so, I might just do Chris and I, or just Addison and Simon, just because the twins are still so little. They're not little, but there's still a lot that they can't go on.
Yeah.
So for me, it seems like a wasted ticket. That's why we were thinking of doing Universal next summer in Orlando, because they'll be bigger and taller. And
the older kids seem like the perfect age to go. It's just you and them.
Exactly.
Right now.
So I might just do that, because I know I'm just really anxious for theme parks, California. So I know we're going to Legoland this next week, but
I'm sorry.
No offense against Legoland, but it just is a snooze fest. But we do have annual passes, and they are allowing us in.
You know what? Legoland is great if you have kids. If you're going as adults, okay.
Yeah, the weather is always nice in Carlsbad, where it's at, which is great. The twins are at that age where all these rides are fantastic. They have like the park area, so it's a good thing for certain ages, but it's a little bit
one person
for
cursing
me
right now because I said that. And you know what? I invite you to let me know where I'm wrong. We'll have you on. We can talk about it.
Right.
I have my opinion.
I don't know that anybody would disagree with you for.
So I'm saying, if there's that one person who really wants to prove me wrong, hey, we'll have you on the next one. We can talk about this.
Yeah. I don't know if there
it's not a debate. It's not a debate. You come tell me why I'm wrong.
The hotel is
great, which is not something I say very often.
The Legoland Hotel, I love it.
Yeah.
That's really cool. It's fun.
I would go to a Legoland if it was do you remember the Wonders of China in Orlando, where it was all the replicas of famous landmarks and buildings?
I don't, but
it's gone now. But it was really cool. Again, it's one of those when things were edutainment.
Yeah.
If they did something like that, where, oh my God, I would love to see nothing but cities and places from Star Wars and giant Lego. I'd pay to see that.
Well, they have a Star Wars section.
Say what?
Yeah, I'll show you pictures. Yeah, it's called Miniland, and they have all of Las Vegas made out of Legos, little mini versions of it. They have like New Orleans. I don't know. They have a lot of that.
Wait. Do they light their Lego sets up like I do?
Yes, they do. And they actually move and you can push buttons. So actually, I really enjoy.
I gotta come and get ideas.
I'll send you pictures. Actually, cool. Miniland is actually really cool.
Because I may have just ate my own words. I may now have to go be like, all right, how are they doing this? And how can I replicate this?
Yeah, so it's pretty like at the Mirage Hotel in the Miniland Vegas, they actually have little dolphins that jump out of the water. And then some places they have little whales, like a whale watching cruise. I don't know. So they have a lot of cool details. Like I could spend a lot of time in Miniland. Like, cool.
I would set it up. I have that exclusive set from last year that's Luke and Vader and that dual Bespin.
Uh-huh.
I would set it up so that he's constantly getting his hand cut off like every 30 seconds. with the glowing light up lightsabers.
Yeah, I'll have to show you. I'm not too versed on what they have for the Star Wars section, but they do have a Star Wars section.
Okay, so I may have to check this out just to go in and pinch ideas.
So funny.
So when Disneyland opens, what is your first ride?
We usually do Matterhorn first, which is weird, but that always gets to be such a big line. But I have missed Indiana Jones so much that I don't know that I really don't know. Like, look at me. I'm already like giddy. Like and I like totally picture myself like walking in and like falling down and like crying, and my kid's like, what's wrong with you? But I don't know. Like they're just so excited. But maybe Pirates, because I didn't go on Pirates last time, and I don't know, there's so many options. What about you?
I'm saving myself for the mansion.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's got to be mansion for me.
Yeah. Those are the staples, right?
Mansion, let's be honest. We should all try to get on Rise as soon as possible.
Oh, yeah. But that's not the core. That's not my core. So yeah, that's amazing. But that's not I didn't even think of that. I forgot it's even there. Like those aren't my staples that I have to run to and go and feel back at home.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ooh, how do you think that's going to go after being shut down for a year? That ride, is the reason we have boarding passes because we cannot get that ride to run consistently all day long. So how do you think Rise is going to look after a year of? Because we know that they have to. They're running the rides.
They're running them
just sit
because
there.
I don't know if you've seen, but I've seen so many posts where people are going up to the gates and they're actually seeing like the omnibus running and they're seeing the horse in the carriage. So they're running and practicing all this stuff. So I would assume that they're running. But I mean, how many times can you really run it per day? Yeah, it's probably going to be a mess.
Yeah. I didn't play my Xbox for 2 months and it was pissed at me.
I don't know, but they need testers. I'll be glad to go there.
I'll do it. I will do it, and I can be give you a fair judgment. On what isn't working.
I won't even be mad if I have to sit there if it breaks down. Like,
as long as it's not Pirates, it's fine.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Because I know the way out. I know the water's not deep.
Right. I know we had to get out on Splash Mountain one time, right at the drop.
That's always the worst. That is the.
My sister was asking me recently. She's like, "Remember when we had to get out?" And I'm like, I couldn't remember if that was a dream or not. I thought that was a dream. We really did do that. Like right as you're about to go down the drop.
Okay. And am I the only one who, when that happens and you have to get out at the top of Chicken Pit Hill, you see the view and you're like, I'm going to die this way. I'm going to be in a book about Disneyland deaths. Yes.
Oh, gosh. Morbid.
There's a whole episode we could do on that, but that's a Patreon show.
Right.
Oh, it's only for adults.
Oh no.
I do have an idea. It's not like totally morbid, but it would be entertaining. But not on the regular show.
Yeah.
So are we done talking?
I think so. I mean, you know me, I could talk about Disneyland all day.
Oh, I could go all day too, but it is Saturday and I'm not working today, so.
Cool. I know. I think we're going to go to the winery in a little bit.
I am totally jealous.
Drop the kids off. And it's, I think, going to be beautiful today. So
it's a beautiful day here. I am going to be plastering and sanding walls.
You're going to say I'm going to be plastered.
Well, I mean, it is early, but okay.
I wasn't expecting.
It's tedious work. So right. I may need something to dull the
that
mental
was so
pain.
Funny. I'm gonna be like, wait.
I'm gonna be plastering and sanding walls in my old my 142-year-old Victorian home that I want to get rid of. Oh my goodness! I hate this house. Someone free me from this house. I need a generous benefactor to come buy this house and release me.
Soon,
it's
Jason.
Beautiful 3,000 square foot, hand built.
Wow, that's big. I didn't realize how large that was.
Dutch Victorian. It's insane. There's just the two of us. So like we've got whole areas that are like closed off because it's all pocket doors downstairs.
Yeah.
So it always feels like I'm going to sound really older than I am here. But in that first episode of Dark Shadows, she goes, "Oh, we have these wings of Colin Wood closed off." It's kind of how it is here.
Yeah.
It's here at stately Wayne Manor.
That's funny. I wish I had a wing that I could go lock myself in. Get some peace and quiet.
I have an office downstairs. I have an office upstairs. Chris has an office. Peter's got a room of his own.
Gosh.
Someone free me from this house. Someone come buy it. Somebody has to want to live in the country. Come buy this house. You'll love it. Get me out of here.
You have to put it for sale first, and then I'm sure somebody would buy it.
The problem is when I got here, I didn't realize how much no one had ever taken care of this place.
Yeah.
So like, when you go to take down wallpaper, it's a pain.
Yeah.
When I went to take down wallpaper here, I found, I kid you not, 6 layers of wallpaper dating back to the 40s.
Oh my gosh.
And whatever adhesives have been used over the years, I'm sure I've like breathed asbestos into my skin.
Good. That's the good stuff.
Yeah. Like, and you're going to wash a wall after you strip it, and you're like, oh, it takes like just sponge real quick. I had to buy wall mops to clean to glue off these walls. This house will be beautiful if we ever finish.
Oh my gosh. You just need to call in one of those home shows.
I wish. The club had her list it, Hillary. I want her.
Yeah.
I want her to come in and shake this place up.
We only had enough budget for one wing.
I know.
So the east wing is still the same, but advertise that on.
We have so much space here. I moved all the dining room stuff out of the dining room and I put it in the parlor.
Parlor. Oh my God.
And so now the dining room is closed behind these the formal dining room is closed behind these locked pocket doors, and there's the butler's pantry next to it, like with the little
Oh my gosh.
But I've been thinking, you know what? If we didn't have to move it, I'd put a pool table and a bar in there.
Right. But just wait. Don't do that. Because they're expensive and
we want to be out of here in a year, so So I'm gonna cut it off here.
Yeah.
I don't think passengers want to hear about moving. Or if you do, let us know. We'll totally do a Why Moving Sucks episode and Skipper Jay's guide to not getting ripped off. Because I don't put labels on my boxes. I put color
codes.
Oh,
yes, I remember. Mm-hmm.
I color code my boxes and only I know what's in them. And it says, it'll be like purple circle, 1 of 14. Like orange circle, 3 of 5. So I know I'm never getting ripped off again.
I remember that.
All right, with that, Ken, take it away. Oh, I forgot to. And our sponsor, Dream Creators Travel, can book me a trip at Shades of Green. So if you're a military person, they can book you at Shades of Green too. All right, with that, Ken, take it away.
If you would like to keep the adventure going after the show, be sure to like our Facebook friends page, Grand Circle Tours Magical Ticket Holders. While you're on Facebook, like our group page, Grand Circle Tours. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Grand Circle Tours Podcast, as well as on Instagram, GCT Podcast, and our YouTube channel, Grand Circle Tour. If you would like to email us, drop us a line at gctpodcast@gmail.com. T-shirts and other fun merchandise can be found at tpublic.com. Simply search Grand Circle Tour Podcast. If you enjoyed your adventure, leave us a review on Apple Podcast. Only one rule, make it good. All logos, sounds, songs, and music that are made by and for Disney and its affiliates are the full ownership of the Disney Corporation and are not, nor are they intended to be the ownership of the Grand Circle Tour Podcast. Thank you for riding with us, and welcome home.